Welcome to Bitbender Studio. Today we're going to be talking about how to add effect on your track on the Akai MPC Live 2 based on a demand by one of you. You requested that you need to know about how to add effects on your tracks. So we're going to be doing that right now. Let's go. So basically how it works is you have a track that you're currently working on. Either it's in track mode. Let's go back here. Either you are in track mode or it's program mode or the entire sequence. You want to add effects to all of them. One thing you need to know is with the Akai MPC Live 2, it actually comes pre-programmed with some sound effects that you can use out of the box. And also there are even spaces where you can actually bring in and load up your own effect from the vintage MPCs, that is the old versions. You can actually bring also effects from them in here and load it up and use them. But today we're going to be talking about how to differentiate from where to put your track and to add your effect either on the track or on the program or on each part, because there are basically three different places where you can add your effect, and a lot of people get confused about it. So we're just going to do like a quick walkthrough of how that works. So for us to be able to do that successfully, to figure out the differences, let me try and see if I can load one of the songs or one of the projects I worked on. Exactly. So we're going to be using this. So before we proceed, this metronome, let me turn it off. Yep, I don't need the metronome for now. Let's go. Right in this project, there is this fish eye that is somewhere that is hiding here. This fish eye, this very one. If you click on it, you're going to have more menus come out. And basically what this means is, this very first one, we're talking about that particular pad you're working on. This next one, we're talking about the entire pad you're working on. That the program that you are on currently. Maybe it's your drum or whatever. And these, basically here, we're talking about the entire sequence you're working on. That is your outputs. So it means any effect you add on at this stage is going to be applicable to all the programs, the pad, and all the tracks, everything that is coming out from this particular sequence. If you come to this place, it means any effect you attach or you assign here is going to be applicable to virtually all the pads on this particular program. And this means any effect you apply will be applicable to just only the specified pad, the selected pad. That's why here you can see the 1A01 and all that. These are the pad numbering. As you can see, I can move them from 1 to, maybe like when I get to 16 and I'm moving to B, like B is like the next pad. When you can actually select your pad from the pad bank, so you can get up to H16. So from here, this is your A1, and then you have your program. You can also select, okay, fine, which program, which particular program, which particular drum pattern are you trying to work on. So for now, we're on program, and then your inset, this is where you actually put the effects. Let me go back there and show you. Insets, that is where you add your effects. So it's not a matter of, do you want to add the effect to a single pad, a group of pad, or the entire output, the entire project. So let's start from adding to a single pad, like singular pads. Here right now, and I'm on the synth. I'm trying to, okay, yeah, fine. Synth also works. Let me take this down a little bit. Yeah. So on your synth, this is, if I solo this is what you're hearing on your synth. Let me stop it, and now let me add effect. It says no effect right now. All I need to do is click on it, delay reverb. Let me click here. Which of the effects can I use? Let me see air delay. as you can see it here now, is already on. You can also turn on or turn off an effect, and you can go here to edit basically maybe like the time, the synchronization, the feedback, and the mix. Maybe to 100% or reduce it. And you have a lot of things to play around with when you're doing effects. So the effect that I've added onto this one now, if we play again, let's hear how it sounds. You can see the difference is there. Let me take it off. Can you hear that? Let me stop. Let me take it back. I'm still hearing my metronome. I don't want to hear the metronome. Let me hit play. Metronome off. So let's go. You see the difference? When I don't add it, when I turn it back, and this can allow you to do some manipulation. The time. Slower, faster. The ratio, you can work on the ratio. To the left or to the right. The dampness. So this is just one of like a lot. This is just one of a lot of effects that you can add to your tracks. All you need to do is come back here again and click on, if you go here, you have a lot of things. These are the delay reverbs. You can come to dynamics and add the air channel strip or the air compressor. Basically, EQ filter, you have a lot of effects. The high pass filters and the low pass filters. You can basically just use any of them, even your harmonic. And I talked about this modulation, and then this is your vintage effect when I mentioned earlier that you can also load from any of these old models, and then automatically you are able to use them. So this is starting from here now. If we go back here, we have this. What you applied here right now will not be applicable. It will not be effective. It will not work on any of the other parts or any other aspect of your project. It will only be effective on the part. As you can see, while you are here now, if I change this to the second part, that effect disappeared. While I'm back here to A01, the effect comes back. When I'm on the second one, the effect disappears. That means there's nothing on it. If I need to add an effect to the second part, I need to also do the same process all over again. But let's say I want to add, I want to put that effect, maybe like a delay or a reverb on that entire part, the entire part on that particular program. This is where that happens. I come to this second spot, I pick the part I'm working with. Let me say yes, so I'm working with the piano or the trap. So let's say piano right now. Basically, all you need to do is go back here. As you can see, everything you're doing here is pretty much the same as what you've done before. What you should just be bothered about is the fact that you should know when or where to add your effect. So if you want the effect to roll all over the entire program, this is where you have to be. If you want it to actually be applicable to the entire project you're working on, your input and your output in that sequence, then you come here and then you select the output and then you click on your insets, and you can also insert effects right there. So like I said earlier, there are a lot of effects you can work with. They're pretty basically the same thing, right? The effects you can apply to your input, you can apply to your part, to all your programs, and to each of the parts individually. There you have it. I believe that was helpful. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and invite others in. We'll see you in the next one.